Valdictorian.
Forgive me if I seem a little flustered. Nothing quite prepared me for trying to get my saxophone neck strap over a glad cap. It's not quite a part of graduation practice. But to sum it up, it has been a whirlwind of a high school experience. From our freshman year to now, it is incredibly difficult to try and sum up the 4 years that we spent together inside of these walls. I can start at possibly the best part to start, and that would have to be the beginning of freshman year, the very first day of class. Everyone getting ready for school to meet new people, make new friends, learn new things, right? Not really. We spent our freshman year online. We weren't making connections with people, instead we were connecting to Zoom calls in Google Classrooms. It was possibly one of the easiest and most difficult things that we went through. Granted, we didn't have to get up early in the morning. We didn't have to worry about getting the buzz or getting yelled at by teachers. All we had to do was log on to Zoom and try to focus. Try to retain any information that was tossed at us. Be it speech and debate practice over Zoom calls, and wore masks to football practice. It may be cliche, but honestly, look at how far we have come. Sophomore year transitioned from an online to a hybrid model with the occasional full-time online periods whenever someone got sick. We were placed into cohorts that have stuck until this very day. Junior year and almost all traces of the past 2 years were out of our minds. We were finally in person full-time, and it felt like what high school was supposed to feel like. This senior career, those extracurriculars that were canceled all those years ago flourished. Speech and debate, band, basketball, and wrestling all made it to state in huge ways. We bounced back, and we took the situation that was handed to us and made the best of it. And the greatest thing about these past 2 years is that we were able to make friends, find our people, and grow our connections. Something that was pretty much impossible when trapped behind screens. We have given our senior year all we got. We have competed in games, swept Pony Express, won the homecoming court game, and more. We celebrated, we laughed, we cried, we learned, we grew. Our class is full of people with big dreams and even bigger hearts. This class is one of those who push each other to be the best they can. So, as I say your name, please stand and be recognized for your accomplishments. I am proud to say that this year we have 5 students who are graduating with their associate's degrees, along with their high school diplomas. These students are Jay Johansson, Lucy Davis, Colin Sullivan, and Asher Konoff, as well as myself. In addition, to this accomplishment, we have Jeremiah Miller, who competed at state for wrestling.
Woo, Jerry!
Jay Johansson, Graham Stacy, who all went to state for speech and debate. We have Jonathan Dana and Ivan Dante and Anthony Allen, who led our boys to first in district and the state basketball tournament. We have Ivan Dante, Lucy Davis, Ryan Reyes, John Lynn Shiomi, Graham Stacy, Abby Waldron, and Daisy Woika, who all took our band to state. Let's give it up for all these A lot has happened within these walls, and as a class of 2024, we have decided to leave our school better than we left it. From the cafeteria to the library, January, all classes always seem to gather in one spot, the gallery. With 2 couches and a microwave, we made the best of the space. And now we want the future generations of Neapolitan to find their people and connections in this space. This is why we have decided to donate a new couch, television, and most importantly, a ping pong table.
Woo!
And most importantly, bond with the classmates and make memories. After all, isn't that what high school is about? These past 4 years have been some of the best of our lives. Strangers have become friends, and friends have become family. We have grown and changed and found ourselves. Thank you.
Alan!
Ladies and gentlemen, to remain on the stage, our valedictorian for the class of 2024, Alex Aguinaga.
Unfortunately, you guys are stuck with me for a little bit longer. There are people in this world who expect me to get up here and tell the younger generations of Neapolitan High School that your grades here and now should be the defining factor of your high school experience. Academics above all. That is what I, at the top of my class, would be saying to you, obviously, right? I should impart the idea of if I can do it, anyone can. But I cannot in good conscience tell you that your grades and academics is what high school is all about. I can't even begin to define what high school even is. From my own experience, high school is about the people you meet and the impact that you leave on each other's lives. I won't, and I don't remember what I got on any of those pre-cal tests I spent so much time studying for. But I do remember the laughs that were shared in that class as we all struggled to make sense of what was in front of us. I don't remember the essays that I wrote, but I remember doing my best to do our teachers off topic so I could procrastinate some more. To say that I am valedictorian because I have the highest GPA would be an oversimplification. I stand here before you today because I have worked hard, I have sacrificed, I have cried over homework assignments and tests. I spent my summers taking classes instead of hanging out with my friends. I stand here today because I stayed up at night stressing over my grades and studying. I am valedictorian because I did everything I could think of to get this title. And when I found out, I was overjoyed. I went about the rest of my day with a slight smile that wouldn't leave my face. I would come home to a cake and a plush pug that had Top Dog University on its shirt and a graduation cap from my parents. It was everything I spent the past 3.5 years working towards. Something I had been working for since I had sat down with my parents on a Zoom call with Miss Betts that very first trimester of freshman year on our very first student-led conference. And my transcript said, rank 1 out of 60. It was a moment of, honestly, what if I actually did this? The day I was told I earned valedictorian, I would love to say I felt accomplished, satisfied, content. I wish I could tell you I felt anything besides what I actually did. I felt disappointed. All of this work, and what was it for? We handed a piece of paper to say, write an appropriate speech. That should be anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes long. I'm going to take a good chunk of that time, I'm sorry. You know, that's all I got. There were no balloons, no confetti, no huge parades. This piece of paper that said a valedictorian speech would be one of encouragement, reminiscing, and told us for the future. I wanted this piece of paper to mean so much more than it actually did. But for me, you could say I put all of my eggs into one basket. One very hard to reach basket. I based my happiness and my self-worth on the grades that showed up on my transcripts, my rank printed in a tiny box, almost unnoticeable unless you looked for it. Then, when that basket didn't turn into a pot of gold when I finally reached it, I was disappointed. I knew all along this was an egg basket, not some pot of gold, yet it was all I could reach for. I wanted this piece of paper to somehow encompass all of my achievements, to solve all of my problems, to fix whatever I found wrong with my life. Instead of trying to work on myself, to live the life that I wanted, Instead of taking my time to enjoy the ride, I climbed the ladder to the title Valdictorian, even though that title still didn't seem to fit me right. I never felt like I fit the mold of the #1 student, the mold of the smartest kid or the teacher's pet, but that is what everyone seems to see me as, and yet it never felt real. I only received one trimester award from teachers. I was never student of the month. I didn't fit people's expectations of me. I am not the smartest kid in school. There is not one thing that I have done that someone who is about to cross this stage hasn't done better than me. Me being up here is a group effort. So I would say thank you to Abby Waldron for helping me through English. Thank you to Daisy Boyka for carrying me through band. Thank you to Seth Amos and Kaden McIntyre who saved my poetry grade. Thank you to Ivan Dante who absolutely carried me through sophomore math. Thank you to my football and my wrestling teammates who pushed me every day to be a better person and a better player. And thank you to everyone else in this class who has helped me get here today. There has to be balance in this life, and if it is your dream to be up here on stage, where I stand today, go for it. It's going to teach you lessons in hard work, time management, and balance. But by the end of it, you will be a better person than when you started. More prepared for what lies ahead. I'm not up here to dissuade you from pursuing this title, but instead to remind you that life has so much more to offer than good grades and teacher awards. Value and cherish the friendships that you find here. Take a break, relax, have fun, be a kid. When I look back on these years, it will be the movie nights, the beach bonfires, and the games that I played that I will recall. Valdictorian will simply become a footnote upon the memories that I have created. Find your balance, find what makes you happy. Whether it's succeeding in school, sports, or growing friendships, chase your dreams, rise and grow. Find the thing that makes you happy, that keeps you going, and chase it down. There will be hard times and it will be difficult, but you have worked to surround yourself with people who truly care about you. You will find that those relationships can pull you through. Sometimes all it takes is a few good words that you can hold on to when life gets rough. The phrase that I found goes something like, "There is nothing for you on the ground." These words are ones I've carried with me since freshman year. Severely out of shape, out of breath, and incredibly dizzy. I was on my hands and knees heaving after running down and back the length of the football field that very first season, trying to catch my breath, to stop crying or quitting. I felt a hand on the back of my shoulder pads pull me to my feet. "There is nothing for you on the ground," he said. What he meant is that there isn't any more oxygen in the grass than there is when I'm standing up. It is much easier to breathe with your head held high than it is when it's buried in the dirt. But those words meant so much more than that. There wasn't anything for me on the ground. There was no reason to stay still and close to the ground so I could get up and breathe, get up and grow. As I grew and I worked harder, I kept that small mantra in my head. I repeated it over and over when I thought I couldn't carry on. "There is nothing for you on the ground," I whispered while running. "There is nothing for me down there," I thought as I tried to fight my way back up from a wrestling match. I wouldn't be on varsity football or wrestling team if I stayed on the ground. I wouldn't be standing here today as class president of National Honor Society and if I stayed on the ground. And I wouldn't have started a foundation for kids to receive their Letterman jackets if I hadn't stood up. So, here are my words to you in hopes of leaving you with something that can one day help you to your feet. Cherish every moment. Find what makes you happy. Find your people.